Hi, today I want to go through accessing the reimbursement prices for the UK using our BPPI.co.uk service, British Pharmaceutical Pricing Index. And we'll start the process by actually logging in. So if we log in, here we go. I previously saved my login details, so I'll just get straight in. It is a subscription service, of course. So starting point is going to be looking at the various cubes of data that are in here. So we've got 10 years of historical data in the BPPI, and that includes reimbursement prices. So we've got the months across the top by default, so that's there already. But what we need to do is to jump out of the cube of data that we're in at the moment, which actually says at the bottom, tariff data is not currently included, and we need to jump into show only tariff data. It should really say reimbursement data, but that's what it is. So now we're in there. So what we've got to do here is to have a little bit of a think about what we're going to do to start with, because there are 3 different types of reimbursement in the UK. And so let's start by actually putting record count in. So that's going to count the number of reimbursement prices we've got each month. So you'll see that 2,600 back in January 06 up to about 16,000 of them in December 15. So we've actually started importing list prices from the DNMD some way back in the past. It was probably about 2012, beginning of 2012. And subsequent to that, the government have been publishing something called the NCSO price, the No Cheapest Stock Obtainable, which is a kind of fudge to the drug tariff when products are very difficult to get or if there's an availability problem. So to actually get these prices, let's start to think about what we're after. So let's say we are after drug tariff prices this time. So we need to think about the numbers, and we need to think about the countries. So let's put country in there initially, because obviously there are drug tariffs for different parts of the UK. There are drug tariffs for Scotland, there are drug tariffs for Northern Ireland and for England. Well, Wales actually uses a duplicate of the English one at the moment. So let's now say, let's slim this down a bit and say we're just after England this time. So if I take that tick out and click that and just click that, click England and apply that, that will now filter down so that we're only looking at England. And the reason for including the numbers in here is that we're trying to do a sense check and make sure we're getting the right thing, rather than just assuming it's going to be right, because if it's wrong at the end, we'll know. So we now drag it to one side and drag it up into the filter area. So that means that any of the data that we look at, any reimbursement prices, will be English reimbursement prices. Now what we need to do is to have a look at the price list name and see how many prices are actually being imported for each one. So there we go. So we've got drug tariff, we've got drug tariff dressings and appliances, drug tariff part 8B, list prices, and NCSO concession prices. So let's whiz along to the most current month and see that we're picking up 63 concession prices in December 2015, but far more drug tariff prices, and we've got the part 8, and we've got about 9,000 list prices a month going in as well. So let's assume that we just want one of those. Let's, for the moment, do the drug tariff. So this is for UK reimbursement prices. So what we're doing here is to say, let's have a look and see how much the chemist would be paid for generic products prescribed and dispensed in the UK. So apply that. So we've now only got drug tariff in that. So what we can do now is to drag that from the rows area up into the filter area. So any of the data that we're looking at is drug tariff only. Now I really don't want to do an online demonstration trying to access 2,500 because it'll probably take 3 or 4 minutes. So I'm going to slim it down a bit further. So I'll go along to product name short. And there's the data. So we've managed to filter on products named shorts. So what I'm going to do now is to say, okay, actually I want to know about the reimbursement prices of pregabalin. So let's try and find pregabalin. Let's see if we can find it down the list somewhere. Here we go. So we tick these individually. If you tick the whole lot, you get everything else as well. So you have to do them one at a time. So let's go through and make sure I've ticked every single one. So we've got lots of capsules in here, and the last one, and then say apply that. So that's going to filter down to just a handful of the products we saw. So not every single pregabalin capsule has a drug tariff in the UK. So now what we've got to do is to make sure that all the numbers are 1. Every single cell contains a 1. If it's not a 1, the chances are what you've done is you've forgotten that there are also NCSO prices in the UK, and you've actually taken an average of the drug tariff price and the NCSO price. So beware that, because it can get you into a lot of trouble. Try to watch out for that. So that would be filtered in the price list name. So now what we're going to do is, we know what we're doing. We're going to go up to where it says record count, take that tick out, and we're going to put price in. Now the price we're going to put in is not the unit price at the bottom there, because that is the price per tablet, which would confuse you perhaps, but the price we need is amongst the other fields, and it's just called price. So that will add the reimbursement price for us. So we've actually got the drug tariff price. Let's see if it's changing. No, it's still at £64 at the end of December, but I suspect it'll be coming down like a stone fairly soon. If on the other hand you wanted to swap over and to say, actually, I don't want the drug tariff price, I want the NCSO price, what you'd have to do would be to come in here, click them all, deselect them, and then we need the NCSO. So if we did that, and then clicked NCSO concession products, and then applied that, and we'll see if no, none of them have ever been NCSO products. That's interesting to know in itself. So that's it. That's an overview of how to deal with the drug tariff data using the BPPI. If you had some data on screen here, rather than filtering it out as I've done, you would be able to export it using the Excel symbol at the top there. That's enough for now. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.